This is Lela loving Liechtenstein. I'm going to put a title there later. This is Lela loving Liechtenstein. And I just watched the newest Game of Thrones episode with my moo-moo, my little Mimi moo-moo, Lisa Loving. She's so cute. She has curly hair. It's really long. Did you see I have purple? Like, I have purple. My hair is like bluish. I loved that episode opening. The beginning of that part, when Balder first shows up. I remember when they said that What's-His-Face was going to be back on set, everyone was like, why is Walder back on set? And some people are like, Arya's going to wear his fucking face. So as soon as Walder showed up, I was like, Arya's wearing that fucking face. And then I was like, shit, son. She and his wives are going to murder everyone. I thought it was a team up. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, gonna have a feast, y'all. Mom misogynist bros. I was like, poison, cannibalism, poison, cannibalism, poison, cannibalism. It was poison. I think they could have done both. I mean, blood wine? Okay, so sociopath Arya in the show sort of creeps me out sometimes. I mean, she's cool. She's definitely cool. In the book, she's just a tender little sweetie that murders people when she has to, but not smiling every fucking time she doesn't. So destroying a house, such a fucking Tywin thing to do. And then she quoted fucking Tywin, root and stem, gotta rip him out, root and stem, root and stem, whatever. And I'm just like, whoa there, that's a Tywin quote, Arya? You're quoting Tywin? There's definitely a theme of, like, in this episode of, you know, the Stark girls learning from Lannisters, the Starks trying to not be dumb shitheads, but at what cost? I was saying to my mother, man, I really want Arya to just keep all these wives as like a wife army and for them to, you know, be bros. But that wife, she's gonna need fucking therapy. And my mother was like, I think she could be a great administrative assistant. And I'm like, okay, Lisa. Where the fuck are my ice spiders? I was saying to my mother when we were discussing what we wanted to happen. When I was discussing at my mother what I wanted to happen. When I was rambling at my mother as she fell asleep sort of gently what I wanted to happen. I was saying, I want Bran Stark in a fucking bed with something warm to eat or drink. I want fucking Bran in some pajamas. Bran in some fucking pajamas. So I'm glad that we got, you know, some Bran rescue so soon. Also, like, when Lyanna, in that one scene, when Lyanna was like, just because I'm a girl don't mean I'm not going to fight, blah, 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 feminism, you know, fun stuff. That look, that smile Davos had, like, I've got a new daughter. I just love Davos. Can't Davos be my dad? And then when Lyanna was like, yeah, I can do shit, and my mother said, damn, Skippy. Also, when Jon was like, Alice Karstark, I'm like, Alice? What's up? And Alice, when Jon was like, okay, y'all, re-swear fealty because your relatives suck. And Alice was just like, got the shit. I'm just like, Alice, I want a scene with Brienne showing Alice and Lyanna some basics. And maybe Alice would be like, whoosh, with her sword. Okay, that was like a weird boob sword thing. I have swords on my boobs. Whoosh. And then Brienne will be like, you have a basic down. And Alice will be like, I did some shit. Or maybe she'll have murdered people already. I don't know. I guess everyone's just murdering everyone now. They always do that. When Sansa was like, why don't we just re-gift the castles? Practicality, Jon. Practicality. On one hand, I see where Jon's coming from. On the other hand, I just agree with Sansa because, I mean, when that little Tremble kid stood up like, Jon Snow looked at me, what am I gonna do? My first thought was that stupid little Oliver or Polliver or Fuckiver kid that was like, the wildlings killed my parents, so zombies, I'm dumb. You know, that kid, that was my first thought. Like, you can't because with Alice, if you've read the books, you know that her relatives that died were like uncles she gave no fucks about, pretty much. But that kid, it's like, was it his dad? Was it his mom? Who, you know, what's going on with little Tremblebuns? I do not trust Tremblebuns for a fucking second. Alice, girl, Tremblebuns, don't trust that Tremblebuns. Also, give Brienne a castle. Why can't Brienne just have a castle? Give Brienne Tremblebuns castle. Alice can have her castle, Karstark, good. Alice got it going on. I love her nose. She's got a great nose and the Sansa hair. Give Brienne the other castle. Where's my tea? How do I always spill everything I drink? And when Sansa was like, why can't you take my advice? And Jon was like, your face. My mother just muttered to herself, man, baby. Thoughts on Cersei and Jaime's scene? What the fuck was Cersei wearing? Actually, I was staring, so like the entire time Cersei and Jaime were talking, I was just staring at her dress because it looked like mesh. But then when they showed her in the light, you could tell it was a black dress with like little gold designs on it, which actually was like really interesting to me because she walked a little bit because she was like, serious shit, I'm Cersei, serious shit, and then she walked a little bit away. And then Jaime's like, hey, our son killed himself, remember that time our son killed himself, it was your fault, you got our son to kill himself. And then she sort of gets more emotional and she's like, it was his betrayal, I'm stupid and out of character. And because of the lighting, then you can see the little golden designs on her dress, which I feel like is interesting metaphorical lighting things, because before she bears her emotions, you can't notice it. Costuming. I loved the look on Jaime's face when Cersei's like, a dynasty for us then. And Jaime's like, do you know what dynasty means, you asshole? Did you notice too that Euron's jacket it was also black with like subtle repeated patterns on it? And Cersei's wearing a different outfit when she meets him, but his outfit resembles the outfit she was wearing in the previous scene. I'm just saying. More thoughts on that later with Lela costuming her. It is fun to see shit-talking Jaime back, like, look at me in my armor. Remember that time we were on the battlefield and you were an asshole? That scene with like Sam and the butt buckets, the poop buckets, the beans, the bean bucket poop, the bean, repetitive motions, emptying the buckets, poof, barf. Welcome to that croaker life, Sam. And when I was watching that scene with Sam and the maester, I was just thinking, wash your fucking hands. Also, that maester sounded like an anti-climate change douchebag. Well, this has happened over and over. It's a cycle of everyone dying in the almost end of the world every time. Relax, Sam. Think of the polar bears, maester. Think of the fucking polar bears. Also, when Bran and Pod were sparring, there's going to be a lot of finger recreations, I guess, today. When Bran and Pod were sparring, I'm just thinking, when Tyrion sees Pod again, Pod is going to be fucking ripped as shit. Hey, Tyrion, it's me, Pod, remember me? I can't believe you left me. And Tyrion's going to be like, you know, because, I mean, everyone's going to be like that. Every time Pod is like, I'm like Brienne now. I'm so cool. Why aren't you happy, Sansa? Because I was raped and you're creepy. Please go away. So when Arya saw Ed, she ran. Redhead Music Man. It was cute because I remembered with the set interviews, her talking about being an Ed Sheeran fan. Also, the entire time, I was thinking about how I feel like Arya is a sociopath. And I was just thinking, when they passed her that wine, I'm just like, Arya, if you fucking poison these dudes, I can't forgive you. If you fucking put any poison in that goddamn blackberry wine, I see you thinking about it. You're thinking about poisoning them. Don't fucking poison them. I am so relieved she didn't fucking poison them. But when she first said, I'm going to King's Landing, I was like, what? Because the promo pics showed Arya covered in the snow. So, I mean, I and many others assumed she was going north, which is up. And, I mean, either that means that, you know, it's actually going to be snowing everywhere, which would be really fun. I think King's Landing would be gorgeous in the snow. Or she's going to kill the queen and go north, or she's gonna change directions, or... But I can't even read it. And when the dude said, why are you going to King's Landing? My mother said, I'm gonna murder someone. And then Arya was like, I'm gonna murder the queen. It occurred to me when watching the Clegane scenes, because I've been actually complaining to my mother 3 or 4 times, Euron in the books as an eye patch, Lisa. Why doesn't you... I was watching Beric and his bros, though, and I was wondering, Because Beric has an eye patch, do you think that's why they did not give Euron an eye patch? I like the Gravedigger shout out too that they did. I mean, he was digging a grave. It was cute. And then Sam, when Sam said, "Well, yeah, I heard they had dragon glass at Dragonstone. I didn't realize it was this much." I'm like, duh, it was that much. Get on your shit, bro. But, you know, if he sends a raven, with the way the show's going, it'll take about 2 of our hours for it to arrive, so it'll all be fine. Because the ravens can teleport too now. I mean, don't get me fucking... and Sam was writing, like, sending a raven, and my mom just said, "I wish we still wrote with feathers and rode ponies." And I'm like, what? And my mom said, "Ponies." I don't think she was even stoned when I was watching this. Also, when Sam was fucking with the lepers, and I was seeing the slot, and I remembered a promo pic, and I just said to Lisa, "That's fucking Jorah!" Jump scare. Jorah! Can't you leave us the fuck? Where's Daenerys? I want to be a pet bear. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, can't you die and leave us alone? Is Sam gonna team up with a pet bear? Oh. If Sam and Jorah team up, I'm gonna shit on someone's head. Point 14 that I wrote here was about Daenerys. So she was wearing this black outfit. Cersei obviously was always wearing the black outfits. Jaime was wearing a black outfit. I mean, obviously they're mourning. Daenerys, I'm watching her weird little Katara curls that she had, for lack of a better term. And I was just thinking, who the fuck on the boat is revamping your entire wardrobe? Whatever. Anyway, everyone's wearing black. I mean, Sansa, Jon, I mean, duh. Arya, Sandor, pretty much every major character except for Sam, because Sam is pure at heart and full of love, was all wearing all black with, like, you know, little silvery bits. Lela thoughts. I was wondering, metaphors. Night's Watch. All of these people should be teaming together. I say should because obviously Cersei and Jaime are not going to team up with the Night's Watch. They should be teaming up to fight the true evil upstairs. Or I don't know, maybe the costume designer was just really sad that day, and she was like, maybe she's going through an emo phase, she just wanted everyone to wear black. I mean, when you think about Dragonstone, because often the episode titles refer to multiple people and multiple things, Dragonstone, obviously Daenerys returning home, which is supposed to be very emotional, although I gave little shits. Is that bad? Whatever. And of course, it being the key, really, because it has so much obsidian, it being the key to victory. Although if you also think about Daenerys' dragons and the possibility of her making more Valyrian steel, double key. If you like duct taped 2 keys together, that's Dragonstone. Inside the episode, which I'm just assuming everyone watched like I did, or maybe you shrieked so hard with like the orgasm release of having watched the episode, you shrieked for like 5 whole minutes and you missed the inside the episode. But D&D, we're talking about Sandor being unused to guilt and guilt being new to him. Maybe it's just because I'm not an evil murderer person in a TV series or a book series. I feel like it's not that he's not used to guilt. I think it's that he is so used to shoving down his emotions, and that Sandor, his experiences have helped him, actually look his own emotions in the nose. I think that it's not that he hasn't felt guilt, but now for the first time he actually has to look at the shit he's done, because he's been avoiding all of the shit he's done his entire life. I just feel like the creators oversimplify everything just to spite me. I know I wanted Bran to have pajamas, but Jon could also be wearing pajamas. It could be a pajama party. Sansa would be wearing pajamas. Littlefinger would be thrown in a ditch. It would be a grand old time for everyone. D&D also said in the inside the episode, by the way, that's Dan and David Benioff Weiss. I don't remember which one is which. I don't remember whose big chin and whose small chin goes with which name. But D&D, they were also saying that Sansa finds Jon naive. I guess she would. Sansa was learning from Cersei, and Arya was learning from Tywin. Inside the episode, D&D were talking about it's a very emotional arrival for Daenerys, and that's why we had no dialogue, because we didn't want to cut the emotion. And even Tyrion, who usually talks all the time, was quiet, and they were holding back Grey Worm just to let her have her emotions. And I'm just like, I was watching that, and I was like, oh, they're ending the episode on this? I was hoping they'd end the episode on Bran and Jon. And I know that Jon's, not even where Bran really is, but teleportation. They've been doing it before. Why stop now? Also, I know D&D wanted it to be an emotional arrival, but again, the entire time, all I was thinking was, where are the servants at? Because usually in the books, when, the dudes go to war, it's not like they take every laundry person with them, right? Every floor scrubber. Usually people are looking after the place. It's like Stannis went north with Davos, okay guys, let's go all do this, and then all the people were, scrubbing the floor and cooking food, and then as soon as they left, they're like, well, fuck this, let's go drink. Does that mean other places are deserted? Was there an invasion? I don't remember. Did the Greyjoys hit this place? Where's Davos's wife? Can we talk about Davos's wife? Is she okay? Does she know that they have a new daughter named Lyanna Mormont? I mean, I feel like she deserves to know they adopted a new child. Where's Davos's wife? Does Davos remember he's married? Or maybe they just abandoned the castle, but everyone in the town's okay. It's just they had just assumed Stannis is dead. It wasn't just the cat leaving the mice thing, but more well, they're gone dead, so I guess we don't have a lord anymore. That's cool. Hey, Joe, what are you doing Tuesday? Let's go play poker. Or more realistically, Joanna. I do like the idea of, all the ladies in town just having poker orgies while Where the fuck am I going with this? Did Mira cut his hair while she was dragging him on the sled? Did they take a break? Because he was like, listen, Mira, I can't see anything because my hair's in my eyes. I can't even see the goddamn future. Can we just pull over and you cut my hair? Also, I murmured to I shouted, unexplained haircut? And my mother said, great band name. I guess that's all from Lela. A lot of this was expected because I'm a horrible human being that looks at every set photo and reads every leaked rumor. So I guess the things that were surprises for Lela were Alice Karstark, and the King's Landing thing. The other big question, Book Euron. Got his finger dabblings in the magic. He's got his warlocks. He's got his creepy ass blue juice. Are they gonna do any of that in the show? Because if Arya goes to kill Cersei, and then Euron's like, hey, I can see through your faces. No? Okay. The other thing is, I'm assuming that Euron is gonna go storm Dragonstone? The other thing is that Book Euron knows what's up, because he's got magic people telling him the future and shit, Mel style. So, will Euron know where Daenerys is? I guess in the show they've been doing a thing where somehow they get news of things really fast and really accurately, inexplicably. So probably he'll get some sort of seal raven that'll flop on the deck and be like, Daenerys arrived in Dragonstone yesterday. She set a new record for sailing speeds. And hairdressing on boats.